What's up, guys? It's Brent with Sonic Electronics.
And I'm Alan.
And today we got 3 Q&As for you regarding alternators and the amount of power you need to push your system. All right, guys, so for the first question that we have for you today on Q&A is going to be, oh, look at that, lost my spot, number 53, or 52. Woo! And this one's from Cameron G. Boy on YouTube. How can you calculate / figure out how much power your stock / aftermarket electrical system can handle / put out?
Wow, Cameron. That's quite a good one there.
Go ahead, Alan. I want you to go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, we'll do a little simple math for you. We're gonna base it off of 14.4 volts, and we're gonna say your car has a 100 amp alternator. So we're gonna do a little bit of math here. 14.4 volts times 100 amps. That gives us a total capability of 1,440 watts. Is what that alternator has the capability of doing. However, you got to remember that alternator is also charging the battery and running all the accessories in the vehicle. So most people don't really realize that once the car is running, your alternator is the main power source. When your vehicle is off and you just have it in the accessory position, your battery is the main power source. So depending on the vehicle and the accessories you have in there, your alternator is more than likely going to use, the vehicle is going to need 40 to 60% of the capability of that alternator.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, you know, some cars are fully loaded with more electronics, some have less, etc. That's why every single vehicle has a different size alternator. But if we just did simply down the middle just to make it easy, let's just say 50%, we would obviously take our 1440 for this example and would divide that by divide that by 2, and that's pretty easy here. So we have 720 watts left over. Now that would be 720 watts of power that your charging system would be the most efficient with. That doesn't mean that you can't hook up a bigger amplifier, because we know most of us out there, probably 90% of us out there or more than that, don't upgrade our charging systems, don't upgrade our batteries, etc. And so we're starving our amplifier for current, which is why we have voltage drops, which is why we never really truly get the maximum out of our amplifier, because we're at 12.8 volts, because we're starving our amplifier for current because our alternator isn't
strong enough,
physically large enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. So, you know, a lot of the guys out there running a 1500 watt monoblock on a 98 Corolla with an 80 amp alternator is not really going to get the full potential of the amplifier itself.
Not at all.
So that was pretty much the first question. The second question we have here, which I already lost my spot, is how much?
Would that be 53?
53, yeah, 53 or 54. Is basically what size alternator do I need to push 2400 watts RMS, and how many batteries? So Alan already did the math for you. Obviously, at minimum, you're going to want a 240 amp alternator to run that 2400 watt monoblock or that 2400 watt RMS system. As of batteries, I would say a good hefty secondary would be a pretty good setup.
It'd be more than enough. I think you see more people just adding and adding and adding batteries, and what most people don't realize is the more batteries that you have, you still need to have an alternator capable of recharging those batteries. And if you've got a really good size alternator, depending on the size of the system, you typically could get away with 1 to 2 batteries and be fine. Obviously, if you're talking 10,000 watts or more, some crazy setup, you're going to need more than just 2 batteries, but or more than just 1 alternator. So it's a balance, but batteries are pretty much really good for more key off listening time, and you want to have the correct size alternator
to be able to replenish those batteries.
So that way you can supply all the electronics in your vehicle, including your aftermarket amplifiers, etc., with the right amount of current that they require to be able to put out what you expect them to do.
Exactly. In a 2400 watt system, you're not just going to go with a 240 amp alternator. You're obviously going to have to count in the vehicle and the vehicle's accessories that are also running off that main power source when the vehicle's running.
And chances are you're talking about a 2400 watt monoblock. Let's not forget about the 4-channel amplifier that you're probably running, and maybe some other equipment that's in there. So you definitely, if you have the ability to go with larger, just get the biggest one you can, because you won't regret it.
And obviously, in regards to that, if you're upgrading your alternator and doing secondary batteries, make sure you use adequate sized wire do a big 3, upgrade your chassis grounds, make sure everything's nice and clean and tight. Obviously don't use your stock wiring. A lot of vehicles have a 10 or 8 gauge charging wire off the alternator to the battery itself, including the grounds.
I've never seen that before.
An 8 gauge or a 10 gauge?
Just kidding,
Come on,
geez.
man. Jeez, make me look bad over here. Well, that leads into our next question, like your 10,000 watt that you were saying is, that's our third question actually, is how much, where is it? 61? 60, oh, here it is, 63. And this one's from Chicago Luigi 24 on Instagram. How many watts do you need in order to do a hair trick?
Well, it depends on the kind of trick you're looking for. My factory 6x9s tickle my beard, so yeah, they make my hair move. Just really depends on, you know, what kind of hair trick you're trying to achieve.
How much
here.
velocity you need, how much hair you want to move, I guess.
It really is going to depend on the car,
the box design, how many woofers you have, how much wattage you have pushing everything. So
I mean, you could probably do a nice hair trick with, you know.
Don't say 2,000 watts.
No, I wasn't even saying. I was gonna say if you had like 6 12s that were 100 watts each.
You're just moving a lot of air.
You're moving a lot of air.
You need a lot of cone area to move a lot of air, so more the better, right? More woofers. You need more woofers. That's all you need.
So buy some more.
If you guys have an answer to that question that we were just asking, basically how much wattage do you need to do a hair trick, put your vote down below in the comments. We want to see what you guys think.
How much hair are you guys moving?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the question. I'm not a huge SPL guy, while I obviously appreciate bass. Maybe you did a freaking crazy hair trick off a single 8. We want to hear it.
I was going to say a single 6.
A single 6.
T-line.
T-line box.
All right, guys. Brandon with Sonic Electronics.
Alan, like always, make sure you subscribe so you can see more awesome videos like this. And for more information on all products, check out sonicelectronics.com.